Hello, everyone. This is Zami Eccles-Erwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the Assistant Director of the Portland Comedy Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our Fall 2023 screening, which is going to take place on October 15th at the beautiful, historic Clinton Street Theater in Portland, Oregon. And today we are talking with one of our participating filmmakers. Alan Masa is the director behind Meditation Mayhem. Alan, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Oh, thanks for your time. Thank you.
So let's jump right into it. What inspired Meditation Mayhem?
So about, I'd say 10 years ago, I started getting into meditation. And it was a little bit difficult for me, to be quite honest.
Oh.
The whole, um,
Oh wait, hold on. You cut out a little bit there. Can you go back? You got into meditation and it was a little bit hard.
yeah. So when I started getting into it, it was a whole new concept for me. The idea of being present and things like that. I didn't quite grasp of the idea at first attempt. And so, but after a couple of years, I've gone into it. Even now to today, I still have a little bit a difficult time really honing in on the craft itself. But I do have a lot of good days and not so good days. But what really inspired me was not only meditation itself, but also that a lot of my comedy comes from my own personal experiences in my own life. I do a lot of observational, situational type of comedy, and to be quite honest, I'm kind of a clumsy guy. I'm kind of a klutz. The odd man out. I find myself when I try a new adventure or a new craft or learn something new. Whenever I go to the classes, the first class I'm total failure.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. I don't get it. But after the second, third class, I just zoom. I'm doing well. But overall, in the beginning, I find myself, just like making people frustrated, making my other classmates frustrated, my teachers frustrated because I don't get it at first glance. So I actually found that a lot of those experiences were actually quite funny. So that inspired me to create meditation as a comedic vehicle,
Okay.
and me as one of the characters that tries out meditation for the first time.
Okay, totally. Well, it's interesting that you're kind of pulling from these life experiences and clearly, exaggerating them for added comedic effect. But I'm curious, what is it like to write from kind of personal experiences? Is it refreshing? Is it cathartic? Is there a balance that needs to be taken between fact and fiction? What do you think?
For me, it's kind of a relief. I find in my life, the things in my life, people, situations, be really funny, and I mean, I'm constantly writing things down when I'm driving, not when I'm driving. Sorry, after I'm driving. While I'm driving, I'll notice things and I write things down after I
Good note.
very good note. And yeah, and so it's kind of it's kind of it's a pleasure. Um, yeah, cathartic, I'd say, and also just it would be a lot of pleasure just to be able to create from my own personal experiences and be able to put it onto film or into sketches or stand up, things like that. So, and people really enjoy it. So I like doing that.
Well, I love that. It's not only a good perspective to have on life and the little, quirky mistakes we make here and there, but it seems great to actually be able to turn it into something creative that other people can laugh at too. I'm curious, what was the onset process like? Because I feel like we're getting some actually pretty authentic smirks and giggles from some of the other class members, and I was just wondering, what was that process like?
It was great. Actually, what I'm starting to realize is that the filming itself was a little bit short. It was like maybe 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. So usually, I think I've been finding that at least a good day to film is nice
Okay.
for a 5 minute, 6 minute sketch or a short film. But with time constraints, with the venue or the cost,
Right.
there's so many variables that are involved. So what I'm learning is that trying to find within my budget and also within the time constraints of the venue, the actors, how to really create comedy that's really smart and efficient, and gives you a big bang for your buck. Basically, just how can I really challenge myself to create a lot of great content within a short amount of time? Because as with resources and with budget, it's really hard if you don't have a big budget. So yeah, it was. I think the challenge was that we only had 3 to 4 hours to film this, and I was a little worried with if we got the takes, but we did. And so I'm learning just how to really edit myself in the writing, edit myself in the editing process as well, and also just making things more efficient with creating great comedy within a short amount of time.
Well, I really like that mantra on this type of stuff because it doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be fancy and flashy. The humor is kind of self-evident. And yeah, I feel like that's a great goal to constantly work towards. It's just how can we get the jokes out there, get the setups, get that done. Um, well, on that note, what else did you learn from this process? Do you have any new insights on the sort of the comedic craft?
What I've learned a lot about with myself in comedy is that sometimes I tend to kind of overwrite or kind of like embellish when I'm realizing more and more that there's so much comedy in the very simple things. And some people overlook that. They go straight to creating these characters and these situations where and then you kind of lose the little things like what happened before that or what happened so I'm realizing that just take one step at a time, realizing there's comedy in every step. You don't need to have this big script and all these characters. You can have a couple characters and really find the funny in the simple. You can find the funny in just very simple situations, and there's so much comedy in there. And so that's why I've been learning a lot, and I'm finding it's actually been more funny to find things in more of the simple aspects of day-to-day life. And then I do want to go into more like if I want to go to feature films or something like that, kind of be more maybe do some dramedy things like that. But in terms of the short films and comedy, I challenge myself to find the funny in the simple because there's lots of funny in the simple.
Totally. I love that. I feel like that's great advice too in all sorts of genres. See how much you can get out of just these, don't overwork it too much. Don't, write the craziest script of all time. Really tap into the core value there. And I feel like it lends itself to your other kind of point, which is, comedy versus efficiency, biggest bang for the buck. Yeah. Well, tell me, what are you working on next? Do you have more shorts in the works?
Yeah. So I have a sketch comedy series called The Comedy Snack Shack. So if you go to Instagram or YouTube, you can type in The Comedy Snack Shack. And basically, I finished season 1, and so I'm working on season 2 now. I've written a bunch of sketches. I do have a talent roster that I'm working with. Hopefully they'll want to continue on. So the challenge for me now is I pretty much have financed everything myself. So when I go to festivals, do workshops. I will learn more about funding.
Okay, totally.
Because I'm learning more about the funding aspect and I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get funding somewhere to help me because that's tough. But yeah, I'm working on season 2 of The Comedy Snack Shack on YouTube. Right now on YouTube and see where that goes.
Excellent. Well, that's cool. So you already have several episodes. You said you have season 1 done, and you're moving on to season 2. Excellent. Well, it seems like you have some good momentum there, and yeah, I think as you continue on, you'll see these little insights into funding and kind of how to produce these things better. But the important thing is that you've got the funny now, and so you can just keep on with that. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about Meditation Mayhem?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the festival on the 15th and to meet all you guys.
Absolutely.
So yeah, check it out. The Comedy Snack Shack, Meditation Mayhem on YouTube, Instagram, and hope you enjoy it.
Excellent. Well, Alan, thank you so much for talking with me. I think people will like it. It's short and sweet, and it's funny all the way through. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the Portland Comedy Film Festival.
Thank you. Me too. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Alan.
Bye. Bye.